What up, folks? Graphics Rogue here, back with another Rome 2 online battle. Today I'm playing as the Suebi. My enemy plays as the Ardiaei. My enemy is Frozen Man Jizzle, or BG Frozen Man, or something like that. He's heading up a tournament. We were doing just some big battles, just setting up a tournament I'm in. I'm going to be posting a couple of those tourney battles I did. They were pretty fun. We played a whole bunch of battles, and this is one of them from those big batch of battles. I was getting my butt kicked through most of them, and I won a couple of them, but most of them he was like, can I win? Can I win? And he was like, no, you can't. And I was like, oh, and he just kept kicking my butt. So this is one of those big batch of battles, and this is a very cool battle. I think it's a very well done by my opponent. I wanted to show it off here. Yeah, this is a big battle. We got a crap load of units. We all got a crap load of units. I got some Riders of the Hunt. I didn't bring any Noble Horse. I decided to go a little bit cheaper and just use these cavalry as a kind of opportunistic cavalry. Just use them when the opportunity presents. I'm not going to be attacking directly with these kind of cav. Like his cav or whatever. He's got some Illyrian cav and 28. Yeah, Illyrian cav aren't great. They're not fantastic. He's got a whole bunch of Illyrian noble hops. They're pretty good. You're gonna have to use them if you're using the Ardiaei. I don't have the Ardiaei. I still don't have that Pirates and Raiders DLC yet. I haven't gotten around to getting that yet. But I hear the Ardiaei aren't very good as a faction. Even now with the patch, they're still pretty weak. But I hear they're better. So we're at a standoff here. He wants me to attack across the water. I really don't want to attack across the water because, you know, this water slows down your units to a crawl, and you can't get good flanking across the river. So I'm moving ahead my guys a little bit to see if I can draw him in. So I want to get him away from the water. I don't want to fight him up against that water. I'm sending ahead my Kimbri bowmen, and they are beasts. They are the most beastly bows the Suebi has to offer. I'm gonna start laying down some fire on my enemies here. Oh, pa-cha-cha! Nice. Pa-cha-cha-cha! He's got a bunch of mercenary peltists. They're pretty decently armored. They're pretty good armor for these mercenary peltists. These are probably one of the very good units that the Ardiaei have available to them. Because if you have good strong peltists, they can be very useful in a lot of battles in a lot of ways. I think I'm firing at his peltists and not at the noble hops, but I might be wrong. I don't quite remember what I was doing. And he's moving ahead some of his Celtic swordsmen. I decided to do a weird thing. I put all my guys into a triangle formation. I've never done that before. I don't know how well this works out, but I decided just to charge them out with this triangle, and I don't know what it did for me. It doesn't seem to have done anything good for me. It just, I don't know, this weird triangle formation doesn't seem to have done much good for me. And after I got into contact with his soldiers, I started to take them out of that triangle formation just to get myself to spread out a little bit more. But it was a good charge. We had a damn good charge, and we're wasting some of these mercenary Celtic warriors. They cannot stand up to the fear and to the devastating power of my sword masters and my wolf warriors, which have brought a lot of those. I also brought a lot of spear wall and spear brothers, and I think some night hunters. Maybe, yeah, night hunters are on the corners. They're backing up our berserkers, and our berserkers are beasts. They're beasting themselves up pretty well. And I'm making sure to keep an eye on his cavalry on the flanks. I'm making sure to keep my spears over here to make sure I get a good look at them. But I think everything's going pretty damn good right now. I'm just, oh, look at that, a mass routed a whole crap load of his units right here. They're not shattered, but they are routing. They are broken, and they're out of the game for right now. I seem to have forgotten about these berserkers, which is not good. I should have been using them charge. I had my eyes focused on so many parts of the battlefield, but here's where it really hit me. And I was like, oh, holy crap, what the hell am I looking at? He sent a crap load of these Illyrian raiders. Their specialty is ambushes. They have that stalk ability where they can hide everywhere. They just completely swung around my lines. And just as I thought this battle was going to go my way, I was like, oh no, I charged them with my cavalry just to see if I could slow them down a little bit. Because wasn't familiar with the stats of the raiders. I don't know how well my cavalry would do against them. They're just slamming their cavalry against my guys now. And I'm like, oh no, no, this is a disaster. I need to finish the main lineup before they come at me. But these noble hops, they're hitting my wolf warriors hard. My wolf warriors aren't going to be able to take down these noble hops. There are too many of them. They're fresh. They were kept in reserve. He sent ahead his Celtic warriors to get slaughtered to soak up the charge, and that was very smart. Now my general's wavering. Man, that huge ambush. He just swung completely around, and I didn't see it until it was far, far too late. He's come back from wavering now. I'm not sure what to do. There's so many threats. Got Peltis over here. We got a crap load of enemies over here. We got some wavering, some wavering. I'm trying to maybe put a couple of my bowwomen to knock out a few of these raiders. I'm just trying to stop them, but I can't do anything against these cavalry. They're completely open to just swing around and smack my shit up over here. And his cavalry's knocking out my cavalry over here, and I'm just trying to finish these guys. I think we're surrounding a couple of these units in some ways, but you know, they're hoplites. They're gonna last a long time. They're not gonna go out. Hoplites aren't gonna go out like bitches like they used to. Hoplites are gonna stick around. And he's using his cavalry to charge into my missile units. I'm trying to back him up with some spear brothers to try to take out these cavalry, hopefully. And I'm trying to pull back these bows, but he's killed so many of them so far. And it's just going disastrously for me. My general is I'm not sure if my general is even still alive, but his unit is still there. He's got so many units. These units must have come back from routing. Yeah, I think these are the Celtic warriors that came back from routing, and now they're smashing into my berserkers and my my night hunters over here. And just once that whole thing is done, they'll have all those units to just come sweep around and smack me all over the place. Just smack my face hard. And just, oh, look at that. Huge mass wavering, mass routing. He had the freedom to just pin down a bunch of my units with his ambushes. Then he had the freedom to swing around with his cavalry and mess up my missile units. And I had to pull back units from the main line. We got surrounded and destroyed. The tactics in this battle was very, very well done. Look at this. I'm surrounding these bastards. These noble hops are not going out without a fight. Is a general unit and a regular noble hop. 2 noble hops. Got them surrounded there, but they're not going out. They last so long. They're very good units. I suppose if you bring them with coming with the Ardiaei, you gotta bring a lot of noble hops. They're beasting. They're just wasting time. They're wasting my guys' time. I think if I had the time, these units probably could beat them eventually, maybe. But I just don't have the time. They have so many more units. They outnumbered me in this battle completely. The Ardiaei outnumbered the Suebi devastatingly. This whole thing has been destroyed, so now all these units are free to just go wherever they want and just help out the other units on the battlefield. Some of my Cimbri bowwomen somehow escaped death, and they're coming back. They're coming back to try to help out in the fight, but it's completely done. I'm surprised I lasted this long. My army should have like mass routed 2 minutes ago probably. But they're just slamming all those units down into that spear brother. They're like, they're wavering, but they're holding. They're wavering. They haven't routed yet. Damn, they're lasting a long time without routing. How the hell did that happen? And now they're trying to chase after my Cimbri. It's all going downhill over here. Man, look at these guys. They're holding out like bosses. They don't want to die. These spear wall, man. The spear wall are a fucking godsend for the Suebi. They are one of the best spear units the Suebi have. Not in terms of attacking, but in terms of holding. You want holding power? Use the spear wall. They are just, with that 81 melee defense, that 55 armor, they can hold as long as you need them to hold. To swing your cav or your swords around and just do the damage you need to do. That was a fine battle. Great tactics. Fine battle. And a fine opponent from a fellow Sith clansman. Look at that shit. Oh boy. You don't even... Hold on. There we go. Got me a screenshot. got me a screenshot. I gotta post that somewhere. Oh, what do we got here? Look at that. His Raiders. No, these are the Raiders. They got a lot of kills for what they are. They're a cheap unit. From what I hear from the videos I've seen on like Arrow of Carthage talking about them. I'm pretty sure they're a cheap unit because I don't have the Ardiaei. If I didn't mention that before. But then they were utilized so well. So well. I didn't see them until the last second. I didn't know he had these guys. And I just didn't know until the last possible second. And these noble hops, they just held the ground so devastatingly. They did their job. And so did these Celtic warriors. They soaked up the charge. That was what they were there for. They soaked up my Suebi charge. And they were there to die. That's what they were there to do, and they died, and they did it fantastically. So and these guys too, I suppose. My guys they just got swamped. I got a lot of kills. I got 1,700 kills. But in the end, my guys just couldn't hold up to the devastating power of the Ardiaei. Who was the 218 right there? Yep, these guys are the MVP of this battle. 218 for these Illyria noble hops. Oh boy, they are some brutal units right there. They would not die. They would not die. Fine battle, and a fine opponent. I'm your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. Peace.